Happy Crockin' Monday, y'all. You might be wondering why Jenna and I are dressed as Twinkies today. Well, it's because we are supporting the fight against childhood cancer.
September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, so we're wearing our t-shirts that say, "Someone I love to the moon and back needs a cure." If you want to get your own t-shirt for you, yourself, a family member, you can find one by following the link below. You'll have some instructions on how to get one. If you mention Crockin' Girls and you're a member of the Crockin' Girls Club, you'll also be entered in a giveaway by us to win a GE slow cooker and a signed copy of our cookbook. So show your support, y'all.
Someone we love and is very close to us is fighting childhood cancer. We've taken one of their recipes that was an oven recipe and have converted it into the slow cooker just to try to make their life a little bit simpler. We're going to call these Cade's Enchiladas.
We're crocking for Cade.
That's right. So we are taking chicken taquitos. You can find these in the frozen section in a box. These actually come in a box of 25. If they're too long to fit down in your slow cooker, feel free to use some kitchen scissors and cut those in half if you don't have a big enough slow cooker. You can also find these beef, chicken and cheese, whichever you prefer.
This is a 6-quart slow cooker, so if you're using a smaller one, you might not use all 25 of the taquitos.
So you're going to put these all the way down in the bottom, and I just kind of stagger them. That way they're not all bunched up.
And they don't have to all be on one layer on the bottom. They can be on top of each other.
Double layering these. Okay, now in a medium bowl, and if you are going to be taking your slow cooker to the hospital or traveling with you, you don't even have to use this bowl. You can dump these next ingredients into a baggie and just squish them around and mix them up. You're going to take 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. We've used the less fat. They have a lower sodium as well, whichever you prefer.
We're really excited about making these. I remember Deanne, Kate's mom, making these for me my first year teaching, and we fell in love with this recipe, and it's just as good in the slow cooker.
It is yummy. Our kids love this one too. 1 cup of sour cream. We've used the light on this one as well. Use what you have available. 1 can of diced tomatoes. 1 small can of chopped green chilies.
And this recipe isn't too spicy, but if you don't want any hint of the green chilies, feel free to leave that out. It's not going to affect the recipe. They do give it a good flavor though.
Yes, and the sour cream kind of tames the hotness down too. All right, so we're gonna pour this right over our taquitos. That makes your enchilada sauce.
It's a pretty simple recipe.
We like easy. Now we love us some cheese. So we use a Mexican blend cheese. We're just gonna sprinkle this over the top of the casserole. We use about probably 1 to 2 cups of cheese, really however much you want to. Now this recipe you can cover and cook on cover and cook on low for about 3 hours. And with this one, you have an auto switch to warm, which will buy you another 4 hours. So it's perfect to extend those hours.
This is also a recipe I make and just keep it in the fridge for like lunches or for dinner when we're in a hurry or we don't have anything like set out to make that night. So now we're going to be making a dessert. I'm sure campfires are frowned upon if you are in the hospital. So we're going to be making a s'mores cake. When talking with Deanne about Cade's treatments, I asked her average length about how long they would have to be out of the room, and she said usually about 3 to 4 hours. So really both of these recipes are great for that, and I think it would be something to look forward to if your child knows that they have assembled a dessert. You know, they go for their treatment, which are never fun, but they get to come back to something yummy. So I have a graham cracker pie crust, and I've just used the pie pan. This was a store-bought, and I've crumbled it up into little pieces, and I'm going to put that down in the bottom of the slow cooker. If you're not using a liner with either one of these recipes, you should spray it, but we're using the liners so that if you are traveling or you need easy cleanup for the family members at home, it's a cinch. You just pull the liner out. We don't use them all the time, just if we need that extra convenience added.
That is a question that we get quite a bit. Where do you find the liners? A lot of people can't find them. So they are located on your baggie aisle next to the foil or oven bags. And they're usually on the bottom shelf, or in our Walmart, that's where they're located. So
I have the pie crust down. Now for the cake batter part, I'm going to take 1 devil's food cake mix. I'm going to take half a cup of water. I'm going to take 2 eggs. And then I'm going to take a jar of 7 ounces of marshmallow cream. And this comes in a nifty little plastic jar.
This makes it really yummy.
You pair this with the condensed milk and can't really beat it. All right, and then I have to add my condensed milk. Now when I made this at home, I did use a mixer, but you could use a whisk. It just might take a little more stirring. And if it doesn't get perfectly mixed up, first I'm going to use a spatula. If it doesn't get perfectly mixed up, then you'll just have some extra yummy spots with a little more marshmallow cream.
A little bit more gooiness.
Yeah, it's like the prize, like getting the wishbone, right? You get the more marshmallowy part. So the main thing is just to make sure those eggs get mixed in, and then I'll get that marshmallow cream mixed in.
Well, and I love like not being, not having to use a mixer, because anytime your kids can be hands-on, which this is something they totally could be,
right, You might not need help with this recipe getting them to eat it, but see, it already mixed in pretty well, and now I'm just going to get the whisk. Yeah, give them each a little mini workout. Use some of that energy they have balled up and let them get to mixing. So this is going to be a fairly thick batter. This was one of my experiments I tried, and it happened to turn out the first time. I was really excited, and it turned out really yummy. You can actually cut it out of the slow cooker.
We love getting in the kitchen. That's one of Jenna's and my favorite things. The other day we took, I don't know if some of you saw it on Facebook, we posted a picture. My kitchen was an absolute wreck. We had about 7 slow cookers going. The kids were at daycare, and we went to the grocery store and just walked up and down the aisle and just found stuff that we thought we could try to come up with a new recipe. And we had such a blast the other day. It was so fun.
So I'm going to get this down in the slow cooker. Just pour it as evenly as possible over the top of your crumbs. Now the first time I made this, I had some marshmallows, and I thought, ooh, I'm going to make it look really pretty, and I'm going to sprinkle some marshmallows, and I was thinking that it would stay on top, but they actually sunk down.
Kind of melted down in the cake.
Yes, and you could not tell by the top of the cake. But if you want to put these on there, you can never have enough
or if you just want to eat a couple.
Yummy goodness. Go ahead and sprinkle them on top. I don't want to miss out on any flavor that was added by them. So you cover this. You're going to cook it on high for about 2.5 to 3 hours. I know I can safely cook it in this slow cooker for 3. You need to know your own appliance. If your slow cooker tends to cook hot, watch it at about 2.5 hours. You sure don't want it to burn. That would be a bummer. So we hope y'all enjoy these, and it simplifies mealtime for you.
Yes, and our hearts and our prayers go out to each and every one of you that have been affected by cancer. We, each of us know somebody that is affected by cancer and has been affected by cancer, and we just want these meals to simplify your life. Happy crocking, y'all.
And y'all have a great week.